Morning. My name is Meir Gabay. I'm a director at Medatech UK. Some of you know me, and those who don't, feel free to approach, and I'll be very happy to meet each and every one of you by the end of today. We'll start with some health and safety. Vicky, please.
Good morning, everyone. If you haven't met me, I'm Vicky. Nice to see you all in here. For the health and safety, if the alarm goes off, it is a real event and we will have to evacuate by the emergency exits that are just located at the back of the room, and then we'll guide you through to an assembly point towards the end of the car park. So there are no planned fire drills today, so it will be a real event. If you have any questions, I'm floating around, so feel free to ask me any questions if needed or if you need any assistance. Thank you.
Thank you, Vicky. Okay, so good morning again. It's really exciting to be here and seeing our customers, potential customers, some business partners. Looking for a really good day. Some comments before we start. First is feel free to ask questions. You are here to learn about priority, about us, but if you have any question and you feel like we are not addressing it, raise your hand during presentations, after presentations, and of course there will be a Q&A session at the end. On every table there is a QR code. If you have a question that is not urgent, but you want us to answer it, just scan the code, you'll get to a landing page, you can submit a question, and we'll answer those questions at the Q&A session at the end of the day. We are not going to reveal who asked the question, even though you need to put your name there. So we'll just present the questions. Feel free if someone feels like, embarrassed to ask a question, we will not say who asked the question, we'll just present the question and try to answer it to the best of our ability. All presentations are on videotape, and next week we will share those presentations on our website. So if you miss something or you want to refresh your memory later on, just log into our website and all presentations will be there. We have all in all 8 presentations today. It's a full day. I'll start with some ERP trends, high level, and Medatech updates. Then Yariv Haba from Priority Software, Head of International Alliances at Priority Software, will present a priority roadmap and some updates from Priority Software itself. Then we'll have a very interesting session about AI ERP in version 25 by Samyak Jain from Medatech. Then Fode, our general manager, will present some new innovations and development that will be available for all of you. And then a customer presentation from selection to go live by Nigel Pegram from Linton Lasers. After lunch, we'll have a presentation by James Wright-Smith about priority analytics and comparison. What he will compare, you'll have to wait and see. It's very interesting. And another presentation by Nolene Morris from OBW about post-go live. So many businesses go live and then stop investing or promoting the software. Nolene will present how they went live and since then did a lot to promote priority at OBW. Then we have another presentation, the last for the day, by Jamal from Medatech about 10 features that you don't know about priority but should, and even a bonus one, 11. So I think this would be one of the highlights of today. We'll start with some coffee, some premium coffee.
I think coffee is the most important part of a human's life. You get to the end of this life before we move on to whatever is next. I think it's quite possible. Your last thought will be, that was good coffee.
Traders Coffee was set up by John Green in 1980 as a sole trader. In 2002, a limited company was set up. Traders Coffee has a variety of business streams, from coffee machine sales to roasting and selling our own coffee, our own blends. We also have a website and a shop which contributes to our turnover. In the past, Traders Coffee used Sage 50, but we were definitely outgrowing it and it didn't cover all of our needs. And so we decided to go with Priority. And having had a few demos at their offices in Chandler's Ford, we decided to take the leap of faith and go with it. We have a shop which sells all of our products, and that is now fully integrated into Priority. We have internet sales, sell from a web, and again, that is now fully integrated into Priority. We use Priority to control our rental contracts, our stock, which we never had before, as well as our basic financial package. One of the unique things about Priority is that you never actually save anything on the system. It's automatically saved for you. When we were using Sage 50, there was not as much discipline enforced by the system as there is in Priority. Priority means that people cannot take shortcuts. They need to follow the procedures and be accountable for what is put into the system. For example, we can have business rules which will say what certain people can and can't do. We have imposed a limit of £3,000 for any employee on placing orders, for example. If they exceed £3,000, it has to get authorised by a director. This is good because in the past we were finding that certain people were ordering tens of thousands of pounds worth of coffee without any control at all. All of these things are adding value to the business, and we anticipate further developments in the forthcoming months. There are very few, if any, other software solutions to cover all of our activities. In conclusion, I feel that Priority and Medatech can provide a solution to any business, however complex their needs. We would recommend Priority to other users.
Thank you, John. John is with us today, and feel free to approach with any question. Thank you, and of course, buy his coffee. Some current ERP trends. I will mention 5 ERP trends that are relevant to the small to medium domain, and I believe will be relevant to each and every one of you today. First, we cannot overlook AI. AI is very dynamic, is growing, everyone talks about it, and the first level of generative AI is in use. I can even say widely, some examples in wide use. Some examples, for instance, you can ask AI, what is my most profitable product? You can generate this report yourself, but you can let AI have a look at your data and provide a report or a spreadsheet. Next level would be what is the most profitable product in my domain in the UK or in the Northern Hemisphere, and then compare the two. We can also do this ourselves, but it's much easier with AI. Now, at first, the responses, the answers will not be that good, but as you train the model, you provide better data sets and adjust the AI parameters, over time, you will have much better answers in no time. So this is the first level. The second level is agentic AI, which is more about planning. For instance, a board of a company decides the goals for the next quarter or the next year. And then they go to AI and ask, okay, now give me the plan, how do I reach those goals? And AI might suggest, enter new territory, educate your team, invest in marketing, or whatever. But this is only the first step. Maybe the next step would be that the board will go to AI and ask, what are our goals for the next quarter or the next year? But then, if AI dictates the goals and the plan to reach them, do you need a board? Maybe there's no need for a board anymore. So science fiction, it really sounds very out of place or like a crazy imagination, but AI is very dynamic, and the progress is very fast, and it's very difficult to follow up. But I would also make 3 comments that are important to remember. The first comment is, right now, no one is making any profit out of AI. The only business, the only company who's profiting from AI is NVIDIA. They ship out microprocessors, customers, AI vendors buy them, pay a lot, and they are profiting. The vendors are not profiting. They are spending more than they are earning, and so are users. So the business model is not clear. How do you really make a profit? Second comment is that AI vendors started recruiting for a new position. The position is called FDE, Front Deployment Engineer. Front Deployment Engineer is basically a consultant that works for an AI vendor. And because AI customers find it hard, challenging to deploy AI, they buy it, they pay for it, but how does it really work for their business? So they have an engineer who goes on site. He needs to understand about business, about technology, about functionality, about interface, integration, and lead the way for customers and show them how to best use AI for their business. This is exactly the ERP consultant from 20 years ago that we remember the days of the 112. Every dollar or every pound you spend on software, you spend 12 on consulting. But the bottom line is that AI deployment is challenging, and AI vendors are trying to find a way to make it easier for customers to deploy. The third comment that I would like to make about AI is that businesses as a whole should use it. It's not that it's out of reach, but at this point, it's better suited as an assistant for decision making than making the decision itself. That's the bottom line at this point. Next is a trend. Hybrid, it means that right now most businesses are still halfway between on-prem and the cloud. There is a shift towards the cloud. It's a general shift, and we see many businesses, even in our install base, we offer the AWS Dublin Cloud, and there is a shift. Already many customers have shifted to the cloud. There are advantages, but look at the however. You know, when I started doing business with Americans, they told me, forget everything until the however, then start listening. So the however says that it's too risky at this point to put all your business on the cloud. On the other hand, sometimes on-prem is too expensive or demands too much effort to maintain, so the private cloud should also be considered. So you can split your business or your needs between private cloud and public cloud. We offer both, as I mentioned, public cloud on AWS cloud and the private cloud using our own vendor. Decision making. It's well known that the best decision needs the best information. If you don't have the information, how can you make a good decision? And using AI to reach and have this information should be a daily tool for every business. I give just a few examples. For instance, on supply chain, to decide to optimize the delivery routes. For production is to decide predictive maintenance plans to maximize uptime for machines. For CRM, what products to offer to which customers. In finance, risk assessment, credit risk assessment. For all these operations, AI can be a very, very good assistant. As I mentioned earlier, you need to train the model, you need to define or have accurate data sets and adjust the parameters, but once you do that, the model will give you much better improved answers and responses. Now, businesses that will not do that will find themselves behind the competition because your competitors will do it. Cybersecurity is also always a problem, and especially on the cloud. Cloud vendors are doing a lot in order to try and avoid those risks. And again, we mentioned the private cloud because it's much easier to secure a private cloud than the public cloud. So the trend is, or the advice for public cloud vendors, AWS, Google, Microsoft, is also to offer the private cloud, just to make sure that the security level is to the standard we as the customers expect. The last trend is something that we all know from 20 years ago. We all remember the debate between platform and best of breed. Where do you go? Are you going, putting your software on a single platform, or best of breed, so software for every vertical of your business? For the most part, the platform won. The main reason was that integration was, and sometimes is, the most challenging part of any implementation, the integration. So businesses wanted to avoid the integration. It's not only that you need to set it up, you need to maintain it over time, and it takes a lot of effort. Now this debate came back with different terms, but basically it's the platform versus the best of breed. And why? Mainly because of two reasons. The first reason is that technology has improved. Now softwares include very, very strong, efficient integration tools, APIs, REST APIs, webhooks, and so on. So it's much easier to integrate. On the other hand, the world became much more complicated. And it's very challenging for a single platform to really manage all business operations. We're talking about a web store and shipment engines and e-commerce and so on. So maybe businesses should consider going modular and not monolithic, and this might provide the better solution. So the debate is back with different names. Next, a bit about Medatech. How are we doing? So it's a good year. On sales, we participated on a lot of exhibitions, a lot of new names joined. Marcom, we update our website on a regular basis. We keep the monthly newsletter going and keep our customers involved in what's going on in the business. Account management, we spend a lot of time with customers regarding their post-go-live needs. And, of course, operation. Our development team and consultants are very, very busy supporting you guys. Let's move to support.
Welcome to the Medatech support portal. You'll have up-to-date access to our latest training courses, helping your team stay sharp. You can check the status of your service calls anytime, with full visibility from start to finish. And if you need to track an invoice in more detail, you can instantly view the status for all invoices and statements in one place with our latest addition to the support portal. Open the details line by line, zoom into items, and download the full invoice or statement as a PDF document, giving you real-time access to all of your invoice and statement details, helping you stay up to date. You also have the ability to see all outstanding service calls in one place. You can raise a service call more efficiently. All it takes is just a few steps: add a subject, a reference, and your contact details. You can set the severity level yourself to match the urgency, add notes, and upload any supporting files. And introducing the latest upgrade to our support, the Support Dashboard. The dashboard empowers organizations to make data-driven decisions that enhance service quality, increase operational efficiency, and drive long-term customer loyalty.
Good, so we have upgraded our support portal. Many of you use it, and those who are not, we would love to have you start using it. As you see, support, service calls, in brackets you have the numbers from last year. So 4,000 for the whole year, 3,000 to date, it's relatively the same. There is a rise from 17% to 30% for starting support calls on our portal. And I think this is one of our goals for next year, to get this number to 50%. There are many advantages using our portal. We have a better response time from our support team. Everything is documented. You can follow up. And there's history, even 1, 2, 3 years down the road, if you want to remember a support call that you had and what was the answer, then you can just log in and have a look. So feel free, and if you have any questions, our support team are available today, and they will be more than happy to answer your questions. I think that's it for now. I want to thank you all first for attending the conference today. Thank you for the trust you put in us. We will do every effort to justify it for the long term. I want at this point also to thank all our business partners, thanks Medatech employees for their efforts over the years and this year, and thank Vicky, our recently appointed financial manager, for taking care of all the admin for today. I hope everything works fine and you enjoy. And to thank Jack, our Marcom at the control room, for all the presentations and all the content that he prepared for today. So thank you, and I hope we all enjoy.